Divine-gpms.world is a worldwide cumulative gathering of consents for every child, woman and man to ratify and enact into law worldwide the all-inclusive replacement system of money and law worldwide, as outlined on the consenting website of Divine-gpms.world. It is imperative that all worldwide take a couple of minutes and consent to add your accord, children included.
Greetings to everyone. We are on divine-gpms.world, open public worldwide meeting, and we have with us Rick Juars, High Priest of Melchizedek Order, with us on Earth in the Easter time, that it is recognized as Easter time for the Catholic Church, and also all guardians all around the world. We have also new people coming that they want to participate with GPMS. They just discovered GPMS, but others they discover in the past GPMS and they are very aligned, but also the new one seems to be very, very aligned too. So Rick, because this is a special day considered for many people in the world, I would start as usual with the ascension, and also you posted on Facebook on April 2nd about M solar flare, John 18:13. And you started to speak also this morning about preparation. There are no wars in heaven. The people alignment more, and also a sort of recognition of the Easter time. Or please let us know more about what is happening with the ascension on April 2026. Thank you.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Sister Beatrice, and happy Easter for those celebrating it this week, and I believe it's next week, perhaps, for some others here in Romania. However, having said this, yes, let's get right into it. You know, so much is happening, and about the M flares and the numbers that are synchronized with them. You'll find this quite often now, that the numbers are divinely, let's say, stamped. And this is for important reasons, to let ones know, you know, that everything that is occurring is real, it is divine, and these these synchronicities appear so that ones are easier to connect the dots. And you know, once we have so many times occurring like that and ones see it, then it eradicates the doubt that they have within them that we are, let's say, if they thought we are not in a prophesized time, whether it be biblical or within indigenous prophecy, or with some other faiths that also uh, present this time. So it becomes irrefutable. So during the course of this, one of my jobs is, by Father, when I'm shown, to connect these dots, to share it with others as well, so that we keep, you know, everyone coming along, because in these times it can be very confusing, and ones may begin to doubt what is happening out there, what is happening with their self. They may even begin to doubt their beliefs. But these numbers and linked to events are so important to keep one's know, keep the trust, keep the faith, and keep going forward no matter what. You know, that this is very real, although you might not see any light at the end of the tunnel now. You are getting signals coming through inside of the tunnel. So pay attention, be vigilant, and do your best with this. Uh, I believe it might have been 3 to 4 weeks ago now, when Father gave me the message and I put it out public, for all to be prepared and do any final preparations within yourself. Let's say if you were a little short-tempered or a little impatient with others, now is the time, no, to have full patience. Don't go into the anger. Don't get caught into a lot of that emotional sadness and anger to it. So don't get caught into it that it makes you angry. This is so important um, for higher, not even higher divine reasons, for divine reasons right here, right where we're at. Because the lower, if you get caught and entangled in that, you disempower yourself. You begin to distort yourself and your orientation to going forward. So there has to be a balance maintained, and it's maintained by the strongest in their belief that they are a part of God, they are connected to God, and let's say that there's a heaven on earth or a heaven scenario that's coming. So we keep it that simple. So it's important at times for ones to see all of these signs, and that's why they're occurring, because it is very real, and for ones to be prepared to the best of your ability. And, one of the reasons purity matters so much is because one reason, as a co-creator, as you begin to understand that you're impacting and influencing your own reality, what you come to learn is that negative behavior attracts negativity to you, while good behavior attracts good and the likeness. So, with the basics and essentials of one's coming to know this, it is common sense to, choose to do all the good things because in your heart, and you want a good, peaceful, loving, joyous, harmonious world. No good soul wants fighting, separation, or any of that. We want the harmony and the peace, and it is here. It's attainable while you still have this physical form because it's all been preordained and the signs confirm it. So it's important to choose the virtue because virtue is a positive, lighter, higher energy that goes upward, while negative energy, actions, and deeds lowers ones. So when you begin to put this in dimensional perspective, you can see that you want to go forward into the joyous good fifth dimension. So you need to prepare yourself here to match that so you can acclimatize to it. If you continue here at even lying, being deceitful, or what have you, well, then you align yourself with the lower dimensional reality. All creation is energy, and all dimensional states and all dimensions are energy. It's frequency and its vibration. And again, with the simple teachings, negative actions and deeds, because you are an energetic being, if you're always putting that out in your reality, you are creating a negative bubble that keeps you from raising up. That's one way to put it, but that is also the truth. It's why it is so important to be moral and virtuous, and because again, we're here to take heaven or take Earth into a civilization, a harmonious, civilized humanity out of this present savagery and preposterous, ridiculous of wickedness and evil that you see. And this is the essentially what GPMS is as well. It's the current system worldwide, which is the problem and all cause of all problems. So by changing the system to the full solution system, then it creates harmony, freedom, community, working together, love, peace, and abundance. And GPMS is the divine replacement system from the genius of God, if you will, from his great compassion and mercy for humanity in this time. Um, so that, it is the replacement system. And it's given to humanity as the choice. So there is the light at the end of the tunnel. It is divine GPMS, but again, it's not that all that you see on Earth are going to this new Earth. Each individual judges their self by their choices that they make. And if they continue to make lower choices to deceive ones and what have you, then they remain on a timeline where deceit is prevalent and everyone's lying, cheating, stealing. That is this world. So you want to do the opposite to be, of course, in this good world. Now, with this quickly, a flashpoint, I had to add this together flashpoint slash rapture slash ascension. This is all the same thing. And what it speaks about is the great upliftment into the new world. However, that may occur. You may just go to sleep and wake up, the new world's here, or it may be what we're doing with divine GPMS, that rapid transitioning to it. But either way, again, everything on earth that you think is a human soul, it is not. The real truth, there has been many things that have been going on earth. That's why this great suffering uh, has continued to this extent. There was more than just humans that were participating in this worldwide enslavement and suffering. But we don't need to put our focus there to who's not in alignment, because there is about 6 billion that are human souls that have the chance to go forward in this time. And but again, not all will make it. And the ones that may not make it in the first round, they will make it in the second round, but they'll go through a longer period of severe trials and tribulations in a fear paradigm, because their focus was towards, even if they were a soul, to not be fully honest or what have you. But that places them in that lower density. So when you have the bifurcation of the timelines, you can also put it this way as the flashpoint rapture and what have you. Then the ones that did not make the higher choices, that they can possibly not go into the highest realm of morality and virtuous, being virtuous and purified and what have you. This is not what you would call cult, if you will. And I need to say this, this is common sense. This is basics with energy, even with psychology, whatever way you wish to look at GPMS, it is the highest professional psychology, logic, scholastic, academic. It's just that the other professional academic world, they don't know what they don't know yet. And when you have these scholastic ones that have been learned and conditioned into everything that this world had, well, they have a huge library of things that must go. And it becomes a process for those that are able to forget all of this and replace it with the new. So sometimes with those, it's a much lengthier process. And that, for one reason is why you do not see such thing as scholastics, financial and economic advisors and professionals from that old world, and why you do not see banks or governments into this, because their consciousness is not to the degree yet competent enough to be a part of what this is. So I'll stop there. Thank you.
Um, I know that we have so many people today, and we have also two new ones, but I have a question that is coming also for new coming people in GPMS. Um, when we are speaking, and in general, this is heard a lot in through the ascension um, accounts and everything. There are many realities, and somebody said, for example, um, we are living in an illusion, so don't pay attention to everything that is happened today because we are living in an illusion. But the other one, it's coming back and it's saying, okay, I try, do not to understand. So I understand that this is an illusion, like we have to change that. But at the same time, uh, I have to pay invoices. I have to, so basically I'm inside of the system. I'm kept by the system. So I have to live inside of that reality too. So basically I am forced, even that I do not want, I'm still forced to live on that reality too. But the other one is saying, no, 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 this is an illusion. So get outside from the illusion. You have nothing to do with that illusion. But the other one is coming and saying back again, I still have something to do with this illusion because I have to pay invoices. So I'm still dependent on the system. So right now, how the question was there, how there are so many realities. So we create the reality, we understand that because we come inside of GPMS and we create another reality. But to live on that reality, not only on our mind. So basically, to detach physically from the actual reality that we are inside of the system, even that we have not enough consents gathered. So how it is possible to move through all this reality and to pass through and basically to live in the higher reality and do not be attached to the one that it is unfortunately still the system and the people that believe on the system, and there are so many and around the one, then try to detach.
There's, let's say there's more than one way to look at what's occurring. And, one perspective is the illusion, but it also depends on the definition of what that illusion is. There is the weaning process from this time into the new. And part of that process is letting go of as much as you can of that old system. But realistically and practically, as you said, we still just don't have the full world here yet, but we are creating it. So you need to do whatever you need to do, but do it honestly to survive because you're straddling two different worlds. But the thing is, the more that you're able to simplify yourself in your life, then the less you are supporting this system and you're supporting the new world where that exists in that way. But the thing is, we're still in between. You got one foot in each world yet. And, this can be complicated at times. You have to make choices that what do you need to have? Do you need a phone? Do you need to pay a monthly fee for that? Yes, most still do. So what you do is you list what you need in the times and to keep freeing yourself from the attachments of this old system. You know, some of the biggest things, what we say with taxes, that is illusion. Debts is illusion to the extent that it doesn't really exist, but this system forces that ideology onto the people. And part of not paying taxes and what have you, these are all uh, good tactics that ones use to begin to separate themselves from the system, because there's also the important recognition of when one is a co-creator, when they know they're manifesting, if they're putting energy at paying bills and being materialistic, well, that is the reality that they're energizing and they're keeping it intact. And this is one of the reasons with the ones that know they are co-creating, that they begin to choose the different ways so that they are creating the new world, that um, they are preparing themselves for that new world the best way that they can. And simplicity is one of the best escape routes from the old into the new, and to keep it very thin. And, you know, I do reference many things what Jesus said in the Bible, because many of these things are metaphoric clues and they're tools and they're examples. And one that Jesus had said, you know, it's to get a wealthy person to heaven, it's like fitting a camel through the eye of the needle. And that is so true, because when you look at the typical wealthy ones, you know, how did they get this money? And, you know, they may be the best kind of a soul, wealthy soul, but the problem still exists. How did they get this wealth? And they actually got this wealth from a profit and loss capitalistic system, meaning that someone else lost so that they could win, if you will, because this reality is not a balanced, equal reality. And the capitalistic system is for ones to gain at another's expense. And this is the problem that created the pyramid system, the inequality worldwide, the great disparity that created the different classes of people. It's a distorted system, the capitalistic system, yet it's distorted, but it's cleverly designed by the darkness theirself to maintain the enslavement paradigm over all of humanity. So, you know, just getting back to simply answer what you were asking is, again, it's important for everyone to do what you need to do to survive, but do it honestly, because the system is going to, in the past, at times, trying to trick you into being more dependent upon the system. So you need to be very conscientious and meticulous with your choices with that, what you condone and what you accept and what you do not. It's also so important, because the beast system, it's saturated with trickery, with deceit, and different tactics for ones to not only rob them of their intrinsic wealth, but to rob them of their identity, their true sovereignty, their divine dignity. Because when humans were robbed of that, then the system controls them with the capitalistic beast system. So it's about weakening the human to the most disempowered point, that they're in absolute dependency upon the heads of this capitalistic system. And the heads of the capitalistic system, the way that they created money and designed economics, it's created to inflict harm. So not only with the money, there are artificial laws, and we can use it's notorious with what they call child protective services worldwide, which are actually the opposite in inflicting so much harm upon the children and families, and mostly the women. And they have become so desperate, these child services worldwide, that they are fabricating stories to get a child from a mom, but also it's in collaboration with the courts, the lawyers, the police, and also the governments fund these child protective services. So you see with the great money that the governments actually put in the monetary incentive that keeps these cruel machines of child services and family courts taking children. But also on our Absolute Law website, you can see where we, by using law fully, that these family courts, lawyers, and judges, they don't have any jurisdiction whatsoever. So by using the laws from the system itself, their constitutional laws and their judicial laws, by using that itself, it shows they have no authority. They have no jurisdiction. So we didn't even need to use absolute true law to destruct it. They already destructed themselves for the simple reason you cannot, a system is not lawful if it has contradictions in its law system. And you'll see this worldwide in every democratic country. They'll give you what is constitutional law, but at the same time, which is supposed to give you the rights, but at the same time, their judicial system takes these rights away, ignores them, or turns them into permissions that a judicial system, someone else gets to decide if you have a right or not. So this is part of their trickery, but it's how they create that illusion with a constitution to make you think you have rights, and then they take it all away with their judicial system. But it's part of their system is designed like that intentionally. So it's to give you the illusion that you got rights, but in actuality, no, their system controls you, and that is the beast system. So, but we're eliminating all of that. It cannot see currently, also with everything that's occurring, this capitalistic system is it's far beyond its breaking point, and it's imploding very rapidly. I gotta adjust my curtain. I had a towel here to keep the sun out while I was speaking, and when I was speaking, Father blew that up so the light shone on. Give me a moment. Thank you.
So we have new people coming. Nicole from Italy. Hi, Nicole.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, you told me that you found GPMS on TikTok.
Yes. Yes,
So-
I was. It's I started 15 years ago, moving towards astral projection and out of the physical. And I think that my journey culminated for me this month. And I found you, and the numbers, the synchronicity with which I found you was so precise that I couldn't ignore it. And here I am with the my certificate had a date, a perfect number, and a perfect second, 12, 22, and 22 seconds. And these are my numbers. So I was astonished and I had to join you.
This is
May
only
I?
Yes.
Uh, uh, Nicole, I'm so happy and so grateful to hear this because 222 is very significant. And I believe it was about 4 days ago when it began to pop up again so predominantly in my awareness every day. But it's also connected to Sister Nya, which is a GPMS member, and but now I see it's also connected to you, and of course it's connected to many more. But having said this, it is very important that number 222, and it's part of one's identity in whatever way that they recognize it. But it's a significant divine um, number in numerology, and I look at it with its connection to the angelics and archangelics, if you will, but let's just keep it simple, divine. So thank you. That's so cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are very welcome, Nicole. And GPMS has meeting every Sunday. So I invite everybody to come every Sunday and also to participate for the consents because many people that I found like they help others, but in other way. They try to help others through the system and everything. But the most important in this divine time, it is to help each other to gather consents for GPMS. Then basically we have the system, then we do not need to help in small direction and to put all this effort because the system will be there. Then we are able to organize. Then we are able to live in the highest reality that we create right now. So the consents are coming, but slowly, and we need to push to bring up the consents. So as you found GPMS on TikTok, probably right now you know the way. But it's not only TikTok, it's also all media, so-called social media like Telegram, Facebook, and everything. And we are going also on the street to speak with the people door to door, printing cards. So yeah, we are doing that. We share. Yes, Rick.
Oh, thank you, Sister Beatrice. I didn't mean to interrupt. As you know, you continue speaking if you wish until you're finished. I wait. Um, but you brought up the important subject, so I'm taking this opportunity to just elaborate upon it. What we need again is we need more volunteers to come in as the representatives and guardians of GPMS. And part of those volunteers is knowing more of what GPMS is in its simple mechanics and in its design so that they can be speakers of it and presenters to the rest of the world. So on social medias, as Sister Beatrice said, to get this word out. But the thing is, you need what we need is someone just giving some more clarity on it as they're putting it out, like Brother Dan on TikTok. You know, he answers the questions and keeps putting out the information. So we do need more like this, being the beacons of the light, spreading this message, this choice out to everyone worldwide. Um, Having said this, I'm contemplating to do a educational and informational tutorial. But I am laughing because I was going to do this a long time ago and I haven't got it done yet. And, so we would have something more concrete for the website as a resource for one so that they could get a quick tutorial, if you will, what it's about, and then they could go with that. However, I've been prompted just yesterday by Father that I believe I'll make one up and I'll perhaps edit it or get Sister Beatrice or someone else more technically inclined to get the finalized product. But what I'm suggesting here, not only may I do it, any others of you that are GPMF members and know what it's about, it's a great thing to do your own tutorial as well. And you can use it when you're on social media to put the information out if you choose. Um, so yeah, we need more speaking about PMS rather than just sharing the links and the videos. We need more doing uh, the presentations themselves from their perspectives and what have you to get it out to the people. The thing is, the reason why we are doing a promotion is because there are great numbers on Earth that, even unbeknownst to them, they are part of this. And this is why we have the meetings and promote the awareness of it, because there are many brothers and sisters and innocent children out there that are not part of this yet that do need to come. And so the quicker we get that done, and think through this week or maybe last week, I put out the Ascension update where everyone is tired. The the vanguard, what I call the vanguard of the highest light workers, that have done all of their inner work and know they can create and all of these beautiful divine things with the divine powers. But then what they find themselves in this now is almost powerless and tired and fighting the density, the fatigue, not fighting it, but you've got to keep your field clear and retain your divine stamina and stability. And everyone knows how tiresome that becomes. And you look out in the world at the same old system, the same evil occurring, and you say, how much more? How much more? Well, again, what I need to say, it is inevitable, and there's only one way, and that is forward, no matter how dense this becomes. But I need to say, I believe that we actually hit the bottom perhaps a week or two ago, and we're on our way back up. And the more that we bring together with divine GPMS and divine spiritual religious community, it's all one. But the more we bring together, the quicker we bring them together, the quicker we raise the boat and we raise the energetic environment, what's out there. So when more and more that have succumbed to this density, when they're able to see that there is a true, real hope, then it raises the vibration. See, GPMS is not a fantasy. It's very real. It's being done with an actual physical vote. And this is so important. It's a worldwide lawful vote that is being done. And with each one physically adding their accord, it is creating the most significant ratified treaty ever known to humanity. And this treaty is to create this new world, this new replacement system, and nothing can stop this. So this heaven on earth scenario of what GPMS is, it's very real. It's already here. We just need to ratify the majority so then we implement it worldwide. This is the thing. And so, from a logical, a practical, and a lawful standpoint, and a physical viewpoint, this is absolutely real. This is not a new age fantasy or what have you, or we just float away to a new reality. No, this is establishing it. This is the physical, actual physical manifest of the heaven on earth. Now, there are higher abstract divine supporting energies that are at play to ensure this as well, because there has to be the dispositioning of the evil of the dark element. But that occurs, I'd say, organically. It's nothing that we need to put a finger to. It implodes and it dissolves itself by us keeping the focus on all of the good souls that have felt in their heart and are in alignment with a heaven on earth, a world where no one is suffering, no one is in lack, and where there is no evil. So with that, I see, yes, we have Conrad, brother, I believe, and some other ones. I hand it back to you, Sister Beatrice. Thank you.
Yes, exactly. We have Conrad here. Please, may you open your mic and also camera? I do not know, Conrad, if you may hear us. You are very welcome also to listen if you want only to listen, but if you'd like to speak with us, please raise the hand. Then you are very welcome to speak. So I'll come later there. The connection of the internet is not very stable. But I know, yes. Hello?
Yes, it's happening. Sorry, my computer is very, very slow. It's a modern machine.
Yes, it's also mine also. I was not able to play the small video of the beginning because of the internet here.
Right. Yes. Hello, everybody. This is an incredible concept. I really do like it. I'm right at the beginning, finding out about you and what you're doing. But I really basically like what you are doing. I like this idea of this is a vote by the people for the people. I thought that to be very, very important. And of course, there's no reason why we can't do this. Somehow, many people are caught up thinking they have to go through the channels like governments and all these different things and corporations. So as I say, I'm just at the beginning of my journey, trying to find out what you are about. Certainly sounds good. I have voted. I'm also part of a parallel society we're creating here in England, but it's also going worldwide. It's called the Community Assembly of the British Isles, but it is also now the Community Assembly of the British Isles worldwide. And again, we're coming from the place of natural law, which has been my focus for the last 6 or 7 years, ever since this funny system decided to do what it did when it came to putting stuff into people's bodies. What can I say? It's time that we bring ourselves back to our true beingness and potential. We are incredible creatures, and unfortunately, we went too far into our heads and somehow forgot about that beautiful thing beating in our chests called a heart, which, if anybody has checked out the Heart Math Institute in California, you'll find out that the heart now is believed to have more brain ability, if that's possible to say, than the actual mind, which is just a very wonderful computer, which we must learn to use as a servant and not as a master, which it seems to have become for many. I could go rambling on for a bit, but I just want to say hello to everybody, smile to everybody, send love to everybody, and let's do this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. In reality, the parallel society it is the real one. Yeah, it's still running in the parallel with this system that collapse, the pyramid politics that collapse. And please be here with us every Sunday. If it is not much for you, I understand that you are very busy, but please be here with us every Sunday. And we need consents. We need a lot of consents to start. So we need to bring GPMS to the point to be viral. Then from there, GPMS can be seen by so many people. I just told to Rick before I posted when we had in North America. I'm living in Canada, and people from the United States, they had a rally against the Trump administration, against the war in generally, and also against ICE, that it is immigration police. And we are not immigrants. There are no borders. So the people with soul on earth, they are the children of God. But there in the United States, because of the politics and everything that is happening, um, many are not able to find GPMS because the website and everything, because they are very, very concentrated to read and to understand all the time what Trump is doing. And when I started to post about the rally, about the protest that they did, because it was a huge protest of 9 million people probably against war, against, and uh, the people started to come on my Facebook. And what happened? They started to find GPMS message, and they some of them, it's so, how can I say, contrary with everything that I can see on the politics, that their reaction are, why I'm here, why I can see this post? Because you were coming to me, it's not, I'm even not coming to you. So they were bring, because I posted about Trump rally, they were coming with the wave of Trump. After that, after 1, 2 days, they started to find only GPMS. Right now, they are asking why I'm here. What is that? What is happening? And they receive the message of the GPMS, and sometimes they agree, sometimes. So right now, they are on the wave coming from the politics, and right now it's like a shock, you know. They start to see something different, and they have reaction. So they do not unfriend me, but if I'm posting back comments or something, like, sometimes they delete, sometimes they accept, sometimes they answer, sometimes they like. So it's so. But anyway, they are exposed to something different, and I hope that this will raise their consciousness and vibration and everything, and basically they will come with GPMS and start to see that everything that we are saying as parallel society, parallel system, it is the real system. Everything that we say, like alternative medicine, in reality, it is the true medicine. So they will start to be aligned with another information. We have a problem of the right of the information. And this is exactly what Rick said before into the beginning, with so many people that they study in the university, they receive an information that they are not able to see another information, another reality, the true one. So that one detach their soul from everything that it is correct and natural, and right now they are not able to come back. So this is very important for everyone, that it is aligned with GPMS to come on meetings, and as Rick said, to present GPMS on their words and action and everything. Yes, Rick.
Yeah, thank you, Sister Vitas. And Brother Conrad, I believe you were speaking about Cabby, and Cabby is mentioned and connected as in partnership, if you wish to put it that way, with GPMS. It's what's on our website. I believe we've been juggling things around, and this reminds me to check where it's at again, because we were listing um, parallel groups, if you will, that have converged and connected, united with GPMS as well. And yeah, it's very important, and it's great to have you here as well, Brother Conrad. And what I can say with Cabby, they're completely aligned with what we're doing, and perhaps a micro example of the effects of the people power as well. So they're a great example of what GPMS is going to become, and even more refined when we add in to the external, the divine law and the monetary system, then all of these micro examples of the big thing all come together and it's the same, all amalgamated as the people in unison and harmony worldwide. It's great. As for America, America, the U.S. is getting a lot of pressure and flack. But, when we look at that, the main perpetration is relatively small in the U.S. Most of the majority of the people in the US are very good souls, and so we're seeing what's occurring, as you're saying, forcing them to stand, and for them to come to the realization that politics or any form of that old structure, it does not serve the future, and it cannot. For example, if you look at some of the things from the past, the old republic constitution and independent, uh, their, oh, what is the word? Anyways, all of those instruments did not work. If they had worked, America would not be in the position it's in now. So it becomes absolute nonsense at attempting to go back to something that did not work. And what does work is Divine-gpms.world. No more political structures like that. With GPMS, what you have worldwide is equal administrative teams that get the same amount of money as others, and these are all volunteer positions. There is no incentive for anyone to gain because everyone has everything and everyone is sharing in this great abundance. So you eradicate the monetary incentive that causes corruption by doing it in this way, and also the full freedom of every individual based on the fundamental right of self-determination, which respects the um, independence of the individual at making the choices that they wish to choose. And with the right of self-determination, no existing nation worldwide could have a vote if that was not utilized, the right of self-determination. Because again, what that right is the right to decide basically how you wish to be governed. In the past, you were only given handheld choices from a government. You got to choose this party or that, but it's under the same principle and the highest law with the right of self-determination. Basically, it's how you wish to be governed. Do you wish to govern yourself, or do you wish to give that authority to a government? So this choice with your right, your lawful right of self-determination, you get to choose now. Do you want to choose the old system of politics and governments worldwide? Or do you want to choose the free system where everyone is equal and everyone is working for the full benefit of the people and the public interest? And common sense will tell you, and it's a no-brainer that the majority are going to vote for their complete independence, their ability to create unlimited money from their intrinsic value, and have all of their rights upheld and respected, their intrinsic rights. So it is common sense and it is logic, yet it will defy the logic of overeducated economists, politicians, and what have you. But I need to say it doesn't really defy with the politicians because there is the underlying intent. With any leaders worldwide, leaders are supposed to be competent and working in the best interest of humanity. So these leaders worldwide do not have an excuse. They have no justification of their actions at not um, not endorsing GPMS and giving it immediately to their people. And having said this, on March 3rd, about a month ago, the Divine-gpms.world was given to the 193 UN nations. The other nations that are not part of that, it was given to all of the major interfaith worldwide, the leaders. It was given to also a selection of international mainstream medias worldwide. And with that, it was a divine order to stop the war immediately and to proceed with getting GPMS ratified within each of your nations. Let me just say, to my knowledge, no one has done that yet. But again, with this, what GPMS is the full world peace instrument, and it was given to them, but none of the nations chose it yet. We didn't, or I didn't expect or anticipate for any of them to choose it because their interests, for the most part, are not in alignment with the people's interests and the public's interest. However, it did serve a very important proclamation to the world where they all received it, and we put it out public that they all received it. The people know that over a month ago, the world had the choice to instantly stop the world and establish or stop the war and establish worldwide peace. But none of them complied with it. None of them have done anything that we see in the public's eye yet. It doesn't mean that there are some countries that are discussing this behind the scenes that we don't know about yet. However, what I say, a month has passed. Many more have died, especially women and children. Had this been acted upon when they received it on March 3rd, many lives and much destruction could have been avoided and actually eradicated instantly because the governments were in the position that they could give GPMS to their full populations, do a referendum vote in about 24 hours, and we could have been in the new world. But where they reneged and neglected the simple choice, it shows the intent and the actual incompetence of these nations' leaders to actually represent and lead a people. But again, it's so ludicrous that there is no justification by any of these governments to ignore what they were given right in their hands. Whole solution to end all war, all problems worldwide, because that's what divine GPMS is in its mechanics and its design and in its full framework. It is the full framework for the new world where everyone is free and absolutely fully secure in every way. So when you see governments not paying attention to that, it identifies what their intent is, where they don't choose the solution It means that they are perpetrators of the problem, and it shows that their intent is in line to allow that suffering to continue, as we're seeing with the huge inflation worldwide, the hardship it's inflicting upon people because of that ridiculous current system. And again, the GPMS system eradicates inflation and hardship and all of these nonsensical political, economic, and financial ideas. It is all nonsense, but it's constructed that way to harm humanity. Yet we gave them the full solution. And as of to date, no one has replied yet. I'll also add in, I sent at least four, perhaps five important emails to Afghanistan. I think it was earlier this week or last week. And these went to important women's and children's and humanitarian organizations, not what you would call NGOs directly, but important peace initiatives as well. And I even sent it out in Dari, in one of their most recognized languages. We had it translated, and I sent it out in their language and also in English. No reply. And here it was when you look in Afghanistan with the many millions that are in extreme poverty and in poverty. If any of these groups were genuine, they should have responded. And to know that this is at least the initiative to implement instant worldwide peace and to eradicate all of the suffering. But again, no reply, silence when they're given the solution. And, we have done this in the past couple years ago. We sent out over 3,000 emails to NGOs, humanitarian groups, women's groups, children groups. I think we only got 2 replies, and one reply was just to say, oh, no, we cannot do this. If we do this, we lose our government funding. But then when you look at their mission statement, it said, our goal is to eradicate poverty worldwide as soon as possible. So we give them the solution. Oh, no, we can't do that because we'll lose our government funding. And I just forget what the other reply was. But it's so nonsensical. It is not even human logic. It's absolutely preposterous and ridiculous. But these are the types that you have at the head of these NGOs and other organizations that are actually false prophets to what they claim to be doing. It's very sick, but nevertheless, I just needed to share. We test the field, but by doing that, we place them on public record and documentation that it was done. And this is a very powerful tool as it is now to share with the people, look, we've done this. These ones did not comply, did not acknowledge, or whatsoever. And again, GPMS is so simple. It's a worldwide vote, and the majority rules. What is so complicated about that? And also, what is so complicated about asking anyone on the street, and I said this before, go and take a poll and ask anyone, would you like to win the lifetime lottery or not? They're always going to say, or mostly say, yes. So where are all these ones at? Because it's that simple. This is an unprecedented, more than a lifetime lottery, and it's done through a majority vote. These are particulars that humanity knows about. Why are they still not seeing the simplicity of it? And what does it matter if they don't believe it's true? We're asking them, do you want it or not? If you want this, it's only taking you 2 or 3 minutes to add your agreement to it, your consent. So there again, there is no justifiable excuse for it. And one more thing, and what you see worldwide with some new age groups and um, other beliefs and narratives is what they're saying that to awaken humanity, you got to put them in great fear, even kill ones, what's occurring. This is part of the dark narrative to support the war, which is absolutely ridiculous. To put ones in a place of wealth, why would you kill them all? So this is the contradiction, and it becomes so nonsensical and non-justifiable. But it had to get to this point to actually expose the false narratives for the trickery of what it is, because it even defies common sense when they try to say this to give it to anyone. And again, I'll go back for someone, let's say um, if you ask someone if they want a lifetime lottery, you don't intimidate them and frighten them. You don't need to do that. They're going to say yes. So why cause wars and frighten and inflict great harm upon humanity when you could just give them the beautiful lifetime lottery to every child, woman, and man in their freedom and their independence? So this is where there is no justification whatsoever by any competent leader or human soul worldwide to not accept GPMS, to want to be a part of it, and to want to get it done and share it worldwide. Yes, there is cognitive dissonance, but with what I just said, how can there be such a cognitive dissonance where they don't even know that they would want to have a life of freedom and abundance? It becomes nonsensical, and truly any any conscious mind or heart, very importantly, how could it refuse it? And this is where it doesn't make sense unless, and this is the important part, that much of humanity was brainwashed through EMFs and what have you. And also, there is that veil that is over their eyes that they cannot even see, uh, their full freedom and abundance laid right in front of them. But they're brainwashed to the extent that they only look for negative things and that they don't pay attention to their actual salvation, what can save them from all the suffering. But that's how intense, things were. So we were dealing with that, and I'm an ascension teacher, and I am also a divine specialist with any that were targeted by the actual darkness, because the darkness is real, the actual evil. And what we are doing is bringing the opposite to earth now. The evil's reign is over. But having said this, a part of I doing what I do, I have assisted ones coming out of MK Ultra and other brainwashing techniques. And let me say, I consider myself well versed on the different tactics and types of brainwashing and what have you. And what I can say, it's very real. And it's also can be very deep imprinted in ones at times. And what I notice with working with ones, I'd have them raised right up for good for a few days. But if I would mention a certain word, boom, they would begin to be violent and attack again. But the beauty of that is I always was conscientious of what words I said because the words were the triggers, and it proved the brainwashing and the conditioning that would flip them automatically into violence and all of these opposite things at attacking I when I was actually assisting them. But the words, yes, they did that as well. Thank you.
So basically, these people that are coming against the people of the light back, even that they want help from the people from the light, but after that they attack the people from the light. So I understand because I pass through this kind, and I'm still passing through this kind of stuff. And my question is, those people are possessed by the darkness, or um, they are just also part of the attack of the darkness, and basically this reaction on the people on the light is not coming exactly by themselves. It's because they are also attacked by the darkness, then they attack others. It's like an answer to the attack of the darkness, or they are really possessed and they cannot detach.
Let me just say it's several things, and it can be a combination of any of those things. And just to keep it very, very simple with this, there are on Earth what we call soulless minions. They are not souls, they are not humans at all. There's clones and different constructs, if you will. But you also have actual souls that are on Earth that if they don't know what's occurring with them when they attack you, if you will. It's because they're brainwashed and controlled by frequencies from the outside, even implants and what have you. Let me say the full truth. It is just like watching a sci-fi horror movie of what aliens did to humanity. It's similar to that. But let's thank God that God is real, because if not, no one would have had a chance in this world. But just to keep it simple, again, you have a combination of souls that are able to be, let's say, influenced and possessed by the darkness. And, it's a lot of this also is done like through alcohol and drugs and what have you. When it said it opens avenues for the darkness to come in, it does, because everything is frequency, and alcohol and drugs lowers frequency, where darkness is able to come in and transit on that frequency and begin to control ones to whatever degree it wishes to. So it's very important for ones as well to be conscientious of what they do. But not only that, you need to, and these things I'm speaking about is not conspiracy theory. Everything, you can also begin to find scientific and medical papers that have studied and written about this. But you also see the governments themselves in their own files about technologies and things they did. So what I'm speaking about is not something fantastical. It's already documented here on Earth. When you look in the right places, it's there, and it is substantiated. But just simply, there is the combination of that, and there are ones that are controlled, to do things, and it has been in the past to control the consciousness and the psychological mentality as well. But again, one's free themselves, as you know, and what you'll see within the higher divine awakening communities. For example, you'll see ones that are no longer drinking alcohol or taking any drugs or psychedelics. It depends on what level they're at. And So with that, what they do is they keep their energetic field pretty concrete and secure. And then, and also by being vegetarian, because there are many things that affects the consciousness of the individual. And by one's eating meat, it's in the DNA of the meat you're eating, but you need to understand these physical vessels are evolving internally as well as in the consciousness and in the heart. So there is a lot going on, and ones do need to take care of their physical vessel and what goes in their body. But having said this, it has been very difficult worldwide because of all of the added chemicals and things that are put in the foods as well. For example, it's over 4,000 different toxic chemicals in Europe that are approved to go into foods as preservatives and what have you. And when they do the study, they'll look at this portion is not harmful to the human body, but the studies do not say with accumulation over time where the body is unable to break it down, and that's what causes the sicknesses, if you will, in the past. So you're contending with a lot of things, and I smoke organic tobacco, and this is pretty well, and I love coffee, organic coffee, but I keep my foods and what I do as clean as possible. And I suggest for all to do that and be conscientious with your physical vessel because everything you put in this physical vessel, everything you consume, you drink, and you eat, if it is laden with chemicals and what have you, it begins to distort and diminish your electromagnetic field. And your electromagnetic field is very important at blocking intentional EMFs that are projected towards you and also other energetics that will disempower you. So you need to be conscientious of these things as well. Thank you.
Yeah, we have Frank and Serhi from Canada. So Serhi, what it is the understanding on the people in Ontario about GPMS and New World?
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, I'm currently in Ontario right now. Gonna leave to the US for a truck driving job. Yeah, currently in Ontario, some another planning protest for children protection. Some mother restrict.ca planning this kind of protest in Toronto downtown next Saturday, and it's like they're still trying to fight the system and not looking for the solutions. Some of them probably don't know the solutions yet. Yeah, and we need to be there. I will try it, but I don't know if it's gonna be happened next Saturday to be there because of my job. But we'll see. If I can make it, I'll make it. Yeah, and it's like instead of fighting the governments, yeah, they need to choose the Divine-gpms.world because nothing else is working. They keep on like fighting and protesting more than 5 years, and I know, and nothing happened yet, and children is still missing, and this like a nonsense is still ongoing, and pressure is on the people, but nothing done to change it. Yeah, only divine GPMS can do it, and people still looking for their ways how to fix it, but probably they, like I said, don't know the way yet. But some of them know the way how to do it, but don't believe it. So time will show how to do it better for them, but for now it is like it is. Yeah, and also I want to talk a little bit about this keep on going war in Iran, Israel, in the US. It's like Trump said like yesterday for Iran to be ready. If they didn't open the Strait of Hormuz by Tuesday, they will see all the power of military of US on their power plant and bridges. It will be like a big, I don't know, bombing again. It's like nonsense because many people gonna die. And why not to sit down and find the solutions? Why not to, I don't know, figure out the better way how to fix the problem. They keep on still fighting and just, yeah, trying to put more people to this fight. People don't need this kind of fights. The people need like a peace and abundance and everything is about. Yeah. But it is like it is. Yeah. You still see it. Yeah. Life is going economically harder and harder everywhere, not in Ontario, but everywhere. Yeah. Prices is going up and prices for the fuel is crazy. Yeah. Okay. We'll see it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sergey. Yes, so 60% of Canadian, this was the video that we posted. 60% of Canadian modify their habits on food. They are not able to eat as before because of the prices that are going up and up on food. So, and this is not water fasting. So this is not water fasting. It is basically they cannot afford to buy food. So this is something else. Yes, Frank, in British Columbia, what is happening there, especially because you are in the South British Columbia?
Hi. Yeah. I wanted to ask. There was a video I watched a little while ago about talking about the monetary system in history, and there's been they called jubilees in the past, and it's like this GPMS would be like a jubilee, or it's the ultimate jubilee, I guess. But what do you know about past jubilees? Like I was talking about, like in the 1300s, there was a jubilee of debt release and everything for the people, and then, but I imagine it got corrupted or whatever. But yeah, what do you know about that, and how is this different? I guess is the question. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much. Nicole, if you'd like to say something.
Yes, I would like to know your opinion about one thing. Here in Italy, we have a very big problem with oil. Oil will not arrive this year, and I live in a very touristic city, which is Venice, and we live with tourism, and I'm seeing something very, very, very strange, which it looks like that I am the only person in the city. Me and my husband, we are the only people that seeing what will happen, while nobody else is like interested. I mean, they are like this. They are not seeing that if the airports will not provide tourism there will not come, and tourism is just one tiny bit of what will happen, because I'm waiting for the great reset at this point. But it's like we are seeing what will happen and nobody cares, and it's very strange. I mean, is it really possible that we are the only people that are seeing what is happening? I don't know. I would like to know your opinion about our perspective, which it's obviously different from everybody else's.
Yes, so I'm living in Alberta. Alberta, it's the third area in the world as producer of oil and gas. So my message here, it's all the time, let the oil and gas on the land and start free energy. On my opinion, what is happening right now, so there are also other solutions for the energy, but they were hidden. This is about the information, the right of information. And there are also a lot of other methods to cool or to heat a house. But because of the industry created and private corporation and everything, this is the reason that they were not allowed, and basically the information was buried. And right now, probably this will start to come to the surface because the people need to rediscover. And also about the free energy already exists. White hats people, many of them, they are so good, but there is a top somewhere that do not allow things to happen. And so, or it is very slowly happening. So there are two ways there. But there are so many good, and I think, and they come also from preppers, expertise and everything, and many of them, they share the information, the correct information over the internet, so they are really helping. So I really hope that they will discover GPMS and they will come with GPMS and they will speak also more about energy and everything. So we do not need the alternative energy that it's a dirty one, a dirty more than the oil and gas. We do not need even the oil and gas companies. Everything that we need is something else. And we need the free energy and everything. The free energy project was not able to start 2 years ago. It was somebody started to speak about the free energy project, that this will become a reality for minimum 1 billion of people. So basically, this will force the people to discover something else. This will do not force the areas to produce more oil and gas or to pay these highest prices. And also for the cars and everything, we have the cars working with the water is just to make some replacement. For the plane are basically all technology. All we need to bring GPMS up factories, and we'll have drones and everything, exactly what I told you before, that we can move through continents in minutes. So everything is here, is just to choose GPMS, nothing else. Then everything is coming. If not, we need to find minimum solution for surviving in areas. But if we come together as a force with GPMS, then from there we start. So we do not need this crisis and everything. I would say it is artificial, created via politics, and everything we need to start to know that it's a true pyramid, a spiritual one, as Rick is saying all the time about purity and everything. So this is true. It is about the crystallization of the body. This is true. And at the same time, this politics that is kept us with artificial law, as common law, civil law, and everything, maritime law too, needs to go down, because politics is nothing else than a game of the darkness. Yes, Nicole.
And I can't wait for the current system, to move out of the way. And because I feel that there are a lot of things that we can do in my tiny experience, and I don't know for everybody, but it's like the current system is preventing us to moving on. And I am really, there's a point where I would love it to disappear. And do you know if this year it will happen?
So this will happen when we gather so many that we are able to bring GPMS to be viral. Then from there, the people start to speak. More we speak, more we are making GPMS to the point to become viral. So you are very important also in Italy, because you are speaking the Italian language. So you do not really need to speak English. It is very good if you are speaking English too. But for the area where you are living, if you start to speak GPMS in Italian language, this will be just amazing. So, it is so important for GPMS to be spread worldwide. We do not know from where GPMS may start one day. And much more than that, imagine like a map, and imagine points on the map. Then here, somebody started here, somebody starts here, 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 these points will emerge. So basically this will become larger and larger, and we connect. So GPMS is happening. GPMS is guaranteed for the planet Earth by Rick George. He is in direct connection with God. He's High Priest of Melchizedek Order, and I'm saying thank you for GPMS that exists and God that allowed that, and also Rick that it is with us on Earth. And I'm telling you, I'm hearing GPMS for years, and it is amazing. As you can see, you just pop up in the Zoom, then we started. It is simple like that. And exactly as Rick is saying, purity, purity, purity. So when the people are aligned on the purity, problem are not there. You do not see problem. You see conflict and problem. Something happens all the time on one, it's not pure enough. So there they start to attack, as Rick said, you know, the light, or they try to do something. But just let a little bit of time that you will start to see what is happening, that you'll understand there is no purity enough. So those coming impurity, they remain on the same way as to the first time. So basically it's just the time that pass, and can pass also months, years, nothing changes. It's just better and better. And you know that you have a sister or a brother somewhere in the world, but it's just better and better. But when there is a darkness somewhere inside of someone, or it's pushed by or controlled by the darkness, all the things happen. So here in GPMS, the people coming in true purity, they'll have no problem. So trust, and when you trust, you win in these divine times, when you trust in light. So the light is real. It's not only you and your husband, even that you have around you people that are not able to understand you at this time. You have the metaphysical community, as Rick is saying, and come in trust with us, be part of this community online in the first time until we come physical everywhere, and we grow and grow until GPMS become viral. Then it's happening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, Eric, I'm so sorry I let you with the hand rise up.
No, that was fine, sister. My cigarettes keep going out, so I was playing with these. Thank you. Quickly with Brother Frank, this is the full emancipation, unprecedented, that's let's say been envisioned. But when you look at past jubilees, a lot of that was manipulated and twisted. And when we look at history, how much of it's real and how much has been replaced, with something else to give a false hope. But the thing with GPMS, it is the full emancipation of humanity into freedom, their independence, their wealth, their peace, all of the good things. Um, with Sister Nicole, what she said there, as Sister Beatrice was saying, you're not alone. It may look like it, but if I was to ask you the question, if you know everybody, excuse me, presently in Venice, your answer would be no. And what this means is that there has to be more awakened there. You just don't know it yet. And this has been part of the overall um, divine strategy, where ones were positioned geographically in different areas. It may look like you're alone, but once you begin to speak about things out in, let's say, public or what have you, you'll come to find out that no, there are others awakened as well in these areas. Um, as for Italy, we have a part of a sovereignty group from Italy, and some of this, if it's not the same group, we have some doctors from Italy as well. And these doctors, in the beginning at 2000 21 when it was discovered what the medicine was doing. Many of these doctors realized what was happening because their patients were becoming very sick and dying. So even though these doctors participated in the first days of it, they come to realize, no, this is not good at all. And they had to begin to separate from that. So, at least to my knowledge, some of those doctors are part of GPMS as well, in alignment with doing the right thing as we go forward. As for energy and what you're saying, um, Tesla, Nikolai Tesla, in around 1900 and 1902 and 4, with free energy, he was using this in Colorado with just energy. He could light up light bulbs, if you will, when he began his experimentation. But so free energy, yes, was there then. And what I need to say, it's been kept encapsulated in not only Tesla, more recently in the last couple decades, there has been so many new private inventions, but also with that, if they intend at any time they wanted to attend to take it public, they were attacked by the rulers of the elites of the world, if you will, to keep it from humanity. Um, Again, so I don't need to go into that deep. Many knows about this, but the point was, way back in the early 1900s, it was known about free energy and how to do it. But most of Tesla's work was seized by the US government, if you will, and the stories, what they put out to the public, is not exactly what occurs with it. But also with Germany after the Second World War, there was much technology that was delivered to Germany prior to the Second World War. And this technology was off world, if you will. And it was designed for Germany as they began with their scientists and their doctors to take things forward in new inventions. But that was not in alignment with what the evil world wanted. So then a war was started and made it look like what Hitler and them was doing was actually the bad things. But history, again, if you will, is written by those that they wish it to benefit themselves and what they were doing. And with this, everything out of Germany after the war was over, with technology and what have you, most of that, including the scientists and doctors, were taken to the US. And let's say, uh, let's say, question, if you will, on their knowledge and their inventions and all of this. So, the way the world really works is that there is the actual evil and darkness in here. And by limiting oil and making ones pay more, that's part of the control to keep the suffering intact again. And when you look at the underlying intent, it is intentional to do this for, the simple reasoning with many more awakening. There is no justification at Israel and the US starting a war against Iran. There was no justification with Israel against Palestine, which killed mostly women, innocent women and children. So over 70,000, perhaps 100,000 people just slaughtered, and most of them women. And so the intent is no, it's not about what they say it's about. They do these things because their underlying intent is to cause harm and create evil. And what you're seeing, they make up things like Iran had nuclear weapons. So let's say the US says, oh, we got to go in to destroy them. There has been no evidence that they do. They have a little bit of uranium and what have you for some nuclear power plants or what have you, but no nuclear warheads. And if you actually look at the U.S. themselves, they have broke the oaths in the Treaty of the Cold War at exposing what nuclear warheads they had, and also to begin the process of getting rid of them. So when you look at this, the US today perhaps has the most nuclear weapons worldwide, and it has not disclosed all of its nuclear weapons. And also worldwide, it's been conducting nuclear tests since as early as, let's say, 1940s. And, one of their first applications was the atomic bomb over Nagasaki and Hiroshima, Japan, and with that war. And, again, Iran was no threat to the world. It was attacked by the US and Israel. And when you look at Israel, what it did with all of these defenseless Palestinian people, the reality was with, let's say, over 5 million Palestinians, there was perhaps only 1,300 of a rebel group that was, let's say, doing some attack against Israel. But all of these things were provoked by Israel as well. And, it gets confusing who's who and who's doing what. But again, there's no justification to annihilate 70, 80,000 women and children because there might be 1,300 bad ones in a nation. This is nonsense. And so, again, there is no justification for these things. Thank you. I'll stop there. I see Brother Frank has his hand up, sister.
Yes, Frank.
Yeah, hi. When you're talking about free energy in that, would like our Divine GPMS webpage is like divinely protected or whatever, or would be able to share this technology on the page for people to share and distribute and then attract more people?
Yes, this was a discussion. So basically, if I remember well, this will be probably shared when GPMS will become viral or something like so more likely more appropriate when GPMS it's able to start or something like so. Rick, if might be another better answer, but this is what I understood from the past. So if there is another answer now.
Well, what I'll say publicly, anyone with free energy, yes, come on to GPMS. We said that before, and put your projects, your instructions on the GPMS platform to share with the others. That has not occurred yet because in the reality, these groups and these ones again have somewhat been threatened by the outside. So when these groups and individuals uh, can no longer be intimidated, they will put this on the website if we are not already in that new world where they are free to uh, deliver these free energy devices and they can be mass produced. And shared worldwide. So either way, with it, we have provisioned that, and I had anticipated in the past, a year or two ago, because we were speaking with some then. But what had occurred is with one group, I believe their scientists come under attack or what have you, So then I've heard nothing much from that. But also with the Kesh Foundation, many years ago, perhaps a decade or over a decade ago, 10 or 15 linear years ago, the Kesh Foundation in the UK um, had, let's say, templates and base instructions, schematics, information about these devices, but much more, and they come under attack. So as soon as they come under attack, they began to disperse the information as publicly as they could worldwide, so the information would not have been fully stolen by the dark ones that wanted it to keep it from humanity. So, having said that, in anything that anyone does, it's always best to put everything out public. Don't try to hide it, because when you try to hide it, then they know they have you in fear, that they can control you, then they can conceal it, and no one ever knows about what they did. So, in this great time of awakening, what you're seeing when ones get information, no, you get it out there public so that the people are informed. And what this does, then there has to ultimately be justice, and they cannot continue their old evil ways. That makes sense. Thank you.
Yes, Frank, there is also a group in Romania that they know about the free energy and they want to implement that in Romania, but they are part of political structure. At this time, they believe too much on somebody that wants to be president of Romania, and they believe them from there they may start. No, they will do not start from there. But it is their ascension that is not complete, and they cannot see that they are moving on circle. So there are also others that they want to commercialize the devices of the free energy for money to become rich. So this is part of their own interest, and this is not working with divine law. And also, exactly as Rix mentioned before, there are others that good soul that they want for humanity to know the procedure and everything, and they try to share. So we'll see in the future, but this is a good proposal, especially during the time that the oil is so high as prices and everything. Minimum to have the information. We'll see also other GPMS guardians, what they will be saying in time. Yes, Rick.
Thank you. I need to say on the back of the free energy, all energy becomes free with GPMS. So all of your existing electrical, it becomes free because you own it, because the people own it. It's public infrastructure. So you'll have both. You'll have the free energy technology with units that you could set up on a mountain and have all of your electric, but you also have your free electric, what you currently have in every country, because the people actually own this. And it is absolute nonsense where you own electric that you would pay yourself for it. It becomes free as well. So all energy is free in Divine-gpms.world. So everything you have here now, as we say, it provides and accommodates the GPMS world now. You don't need to build any more infrastructure. Everything is already here to fully foundation and support it. And what occurs upon the implementation of GPMS, the manufacturing capacity is ramped up to mass produce all of these other technologies and more convenient sources of transport and energy. But not only with this, time travel and by locating from one geographical area to another on Earth, that technology has been here for a long time. And again, it's just not in the hands of humanity yet. But these things are all very real. And basically, anything you might have watched in sci-fi movies, if all of it is not already real, it's coming very soon in the future, your abilities, but all benevolent things. This is the difference with a lot of sci-fi movies. They'll put the villains in there or the evil in there. But in the new world, you have these beautiful movies with all of these abilities and technologies without the evil. It's all shared by everyone. Thank you.
Yes, Serhi.
Yeah, I can add like my opinion about what the Nicole asked about tourist season that is coming, not only in Italy but all over the world. It's look like tourist season is gonna be very slow or even canceled in some places. Like for example, Dubai and Arabic states, it's gonna be canceled, or Cuba. But in Italy, maybe Nicole can tell a little bit more because they already have a shortage with fuel, and some countries already implementing like some tariffs for the fuel for the citizens, like limited fuel per week or something like that. So who's gonna travel in different countries, like in Italy, France, or anywhere in a very warm and hot spots for the summer, because it's gonna be shortage of fuel. Yeah, all system trying to do it what they did in a COVID time, like no lockdowns, but not on a health problem or a fuel shortages. And it doesn't look good for any like a tourist season anymore. And people need to wake up and vote in a Divine-gpms.world, because otherwise many tourist businesses going to struggle, even if they try to lower the prices to be very like comfortable for tourists to come. It's not economically like possible for the tourist business to survive in this time, and it's not good for them anyway. Yeah, whole system trying to crash like a people ability to travel anywhere, and it's not good for the people. And people need to pay attention and choose divine-gpms.world. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. And also I saw Aziz that opened probably the mic several times. Aziz, I just closed the mic at the time because of the sound to let others to speak. Yeah, so I know there it's we need a translator for Aziz. We still do not have a translator. This is the reason. So he's coming, he's very good. He's coming all the time, but we need somebody to translate in English. It's a language barrier there. So Everson, how it is in Brazil, how the people receive the message of GPMS in general?
Uh, 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 I think I was wondering about how reality changes, how it occurs. I think you could write a law and go to the mayor, to the legislative organization to approve the law, or this is never work. It's not. I think it's not by this way. It's the things change. I think the things change when you change your mind. It doesn't matter. You don't go to the mayor, ask for service or something here. You change your mind change reality. You don't go to the mayor to approve a law that you want. I think I was wondering about this, how it happens, how could change reality in this good way? I think, yeah, I think it was changing inside. Thank you.
Yes, it's true. When we change inside, then we can start to change outside too. This is true, and this is ascension. Somebody said about ascension, so the same freedom fighter that wanted to come with GPMS said, you know, this ascension, it was, on her opinion, something that is not real, because everybody spoke about we become better version, we become good, we will do not think like in the past and everything. And I said, no, 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 it's not only that we become, this is what the other will start to feel or what to see, but there it's also a change inside to the cell structure. So from it is the cell pass from the carbon state to the crystalline state. And we have also 12 strands of the DNA that 10 were found dormant, including by the doctors. And when these 10 start to open, because of the planetary good energy that it is right now after the planetary change the position, then this strange of the DNA start to open, and this is part also hand in hand with the crystallization of the body. And this is the way that the people start to see and they start to be awake. So it is something inside of our body. It's not only that tomorrow I will propose myself to be a better version. Yes, it is important to propose yourself, but you are also helped by the good energy because we are energy. So this is the right of the information. This is why the information is extremely important. And this is why I started to make also, I made another that small group that it is right now, very small one, with discrimination and everything, because we were discriminated on our rights, the right to know the true information. This is extremely important. Then from there, the people start to see another reality, that something existed and was hidden. Why it was hidden? So after that, they discover why it was hidden. So the ascension, it is very real. It is something that the people may see even in the blood analysis later, a specific one done, but that is not done yet because of the actual system. So more the people come, more GPMS become viral, more pressure on the truth will be on the false information to get out of the false information. Then the people will have on their hand basically the power. Then they will see this is true, this is confirmed, this is confirmed. Then the many others that they cannot see, they will start to find, they will start to resonate with the truth that was hidden. And then sometimes in the past they were not able to believe, but after that they start to see, then they will start to believe and they will come with GPMS. So it's just working to the point to become viral, nothing else. And yes, this will change the reality. So I see Chris here from Romania. Chris, thank you so much. Chris started to share the message of GPMS in Romania, but Chris it's also busy because he help also people through the system with the law, because he has also background on law and he tried to help people also, and he's helping also the dogs, because the dogs have a soul, and I know that. But I told him all the time, Chris, please, please, I'm not saying let everything down, but please understand our mission to gather GPMS consents is bigger than everything that you did in the past and you are doing right now. So I'm not saying let the neighbor, when you know what to do through the system, do not help. But your time will be more efficacious for humanity if you pay more attention to the GPMS consent. So, Chris, if you are with us this time, I do not know what it is the hour in Romania. If you are with us, I would like to know the feedback for where you share the message. If not, when he'll come, he'll share. We have Lodi from Philippines. What is happening in Philippines with GPMS?
Good evening, everyone. Oh, it's morning here. Thank you for the opportunity of sharing what is currently going on. Despite of what is currently happening with the government and with the the groups of the freedom fighters that I have been observing, um, the guardians of GPMS are continuously doing what we should, going to communities, especially the tribes in Palawan and other brothers and sisters here in the National Capital Region. They are continuously spreading GPMS and not minding what other people or other Filipinos are doing, that is fighting or trying to shake the consciousness of other about the corruption in the government. So that is what we should do, the to focus on the replacement system and do not mind what the current situation of the beast system, which is we all know is collapsing right now. So we are continuously spreading GPMS and collecting consents from the grassroots because they are the ones that are very much aware and experiencing that kind of life that in is not really intended by our prime creator. So we are hoping that more and more will come and the virality, which is the 1 million consents, will come in very, very soon. That's all I can share. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. We had the meeting also, the Divine-gpms.world, the Philippine meeting on April 1st. And I hope that we may see more guardians and representative on May. Or if from there GPMS starts, then we come with an emergency meeting. Yeah, this was just beautiful to see that. Agnes from Germany, what is happening there? How the people receive the message of GPMS, or what it is your understanding that is happening?
At first, I would like to say I'm very happy that we are growing, and today are much more people in the group. So it's wonderful. Thank you. And what I've got today is one thing why Divine-gpms.world is also important. Sergi talked about also traveling, and so for all families and children, so when they decide to consent with GPMS world, with Divine GPMS world, that they have much more time to spend time together. And So it's a benefit for the families, and it's a benefit, big benefit for all children and teens, that they are with their families and friends. They can travel. And so I now see a beautiful spring, and the nature decides to grow. And so what Everson said, how reality changes, it changes also with the decision. So to make the decision, it's the first point that we want to go to this. There's so many benefits on this page, and especially I was also reading a few times the Divine-gpms mechanics 2, the second part, which is so beautiful written. And I was reading that a few times. It's so just when you even read the page and just go there and just look one of these links and start with one. It's a lot, and maybe it also comes with free energy. It's so many beautiful and strong and powerful informations. So it's the step to make this decision, and not only to consent, because if you've done it already, that's wonderful. But what we also talk about it, it's also important the people which you know in your family, your friends, or people which you met, talk about it. Talk about Divine-gpms.world and what you read. So everyone can be part and just share it. So it's not we here. So but this big thing, what I thought, because when I was walking now today, I see not so many families together. So, but I know that the children will be also very like to, not only on weekend but also in the week, to travel or to be together. So it's so many benefits. But this one, that the family come together, healthy, and growing and kind. So thank you very much for letting me share this little bit. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I borrow. Yes, I borrow. It's still with us, I borrow. Or he just left a message and he's gone, probably because of the internet. Yeah, he's gone, most probably. Yeah, so Rick, I believe that I saw your hand. Yes.
Thank you, sister. I believe there was a couple questions out there. Um, and Sister Nicole had asked, when will it happen? When will it begin? With that, we cannot give you the hour or the date, if you will, but we all anticipate it will be soon. And we also, I believe most of us anticipated it already would have occurred. However, with it's taking a little bit longer, but also with this, it can go viral at any time. And once it does that, it can happen very quickly. So in the blink of an eye. And this is why we say we keep going forward with everyone that comes in and shares it to others. We can grow it quicker and get it done. But there is a point where it can or where it will go viral, and it has to. It's inevitable because this is everything that everyone wanted. They just need to know they have this choice and they need to consent to add their agreement, which ratifies this as the most solid treaty agreement ever. And it's the agreement for the new world. So it can happen at any moment. Everything worldwide is set up for it. The further pressuring and compression of humanity and seeing that politics is not the way, um, and all of this, escalating, as well as all the harm done to the children and the families, as Agnes was touching on. This cannot continue forward. So many more every day are standing up, and as they do, GPMS comes into their awareness. So I still go with this could happen at any time. And what it can say, once again, to reiterate, upon majority consent, whether it be in a nation that already has its currency trading worldwide. If we took, like example, Romania with approximately 20 million population, if 11 million in Romania itself was to ratify GPMS, then GPMS would begin here and it would change the whole country. But not only that, it would cause the chain reaction worldwide because no other country would be able to compete with the unlimited value of the currency of Romania. So you can have as little as, let's say, 8 or 10 million creating the flash point as well in one nation. And ideally, what we have is for it to be done with the majority worldwide all at once. But again, if you look at one nation, can catalyze it, catalytically put it into virality very quickly. So this is the most unprecedented, powerful tool that humanity has ever had. It is the ultimate. It is the ultimate value and the ultimate freedom. So it's inevitable that the people do choose it, and it does occur. Um, so when will it happen? Hopefully soon. We have everything already lawfully provisioned that if it happened today, the next day ones would be receiving money within 24 hours, but let's say one day in their accounts as the initial payouts of what this does to place all in, if it's a nation that does it, all in immediate place of comfort. At this time, every child in that nation, if it does it, every woman, every man receives an approximate equivalent of 30,000 US dollars to put them in the immediate place of comfort with anything they may need. Uh, that accommodates what the full GPMS.world gives everyone, a free place to live and a free vehicle, as well as if they need something else, if they need food, if they're very poor and need a jacket or something, whatever they need. But this 30,000 is given to every individual. And this, if this continues, this amount may soon increase to 40,000 per individual if inflation continues and the people refuse to ratify GPMS or disregard it. Um, one thing with Brother Everson, he asked how reality changes, and I love part of Sister Agnes's answer to that because it is very true. The change begins individually, and the choices and the alignment with it. And what I will say, and as I said before, reality as you see it geographically, that will change and can change as well. It's not constant. And we could go deeper into physics and energetics, but I will not. But what I need to say that alchemy, is very true, and magic is very true, and these reside in the energetic realms that ones do have access to, but by having your choice in your virtue, then you're up into the white magical realm. And reality, once enough are aligned with GPMS, that is an energetic value, which means if these ones, the purer that the energy is with these ones that are aligned with GPMS and have consented, it creates an energetic um, reality itself that it becomes so powerful that it has to change the world to reflect what it is as well. So there's multiple ways that this occurs. However, having said this, it does occur, and there's the one way towards that. However, it does occur. It does occur. It's inevitable. Um, what I will say, Sister Beaters, you brought up, and just before I go to this next topic, we'll check some questions on Facebook because I'm unable, whatever, with Facebook to see if there was any questions there.
There are no questions. There are a couple of
Oh,
comments,
all right, great.
and many of them they are coming from Dari. So we have people that they are saying shining bright in Minnesota, so they are very welcome to come inside of the video, inside of the Zoom, not only to post comments. It will be so good to see from you, Corey Hodden from Minnesota directly. Dari Yordanova, so she is born in Bulgaria, and I spoke with her some days ago, and I believe she's already in GPMS, and she's freedom fighter. She's living in Canada, Ontario. Um, she said hi to all, love to you. Yeah, so she posted a lot of things that are true. The true war, it's basically that we are bombarded with uh, problems for the babies, and so human trafficking, and basically she's speaking about adrenochrome human trafficking.
Yeah, but
And
is there any questions then?
there it's not a real question. I invite her to come directly on the Zoom and to start to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So this will be more
I
interesting. And she's also, in my opinion, already in contact with Serhi because she's living in Ontario. So I made also the contact. I answer a question I had not really time because I had Canadian Revenue Agency posting that I have to post the taxes. Yeah. So we are still making taxes in Canada, in the United States, despite all the effort that uh, the freedom fighters try to make to put some stop on some things because are coming from artificial laws, from natural law. We do not have taxes on income, on salary, and
no, taxes were not approved nor ratified by the people, and that's why they don't exist in GPMS. You don't need any of
yes,
these inhibiting, looping, clawback constructs of control.
yeah.
It's
At the
ludicrous if
same
that's what it's for.
Yeah, at the same time, we
Yeah.
have also good people, but they are working on taxes because they are still um, they never hear about GPMS, many of them, or others, they still need to pay their invoices. So they need a job, and they were working and they had a background on taxes. Even that the taxes will disappear, they will do not remain with no jobs or something like so. GPMS has our working hour for everyone. Will be specialization, free specialization, a lot of money. The time will be reduced per only few hours per week, like 10 hours, not more. Do not, because right now it is a huge discussion inside of the taxes and accounting, because the artificial intelligence will take over. The artificial intelligence is taking over all other jobs because we are inside of the pyramid system with corporation, and the owners who do not pay salary, and they will pay implementation of the artificial intelligence. But with GPMS, we have artificial intelligence that is managed by the people, for the people, on the interest of the people. So this will be not a problem, just to add it to that. Yeah, so I will answer more to Dari in the future, and I hope that she'll come also on our meetings, and we start together. But the people needs to be more, how can I say, more, I'm not saying they were afraid or something like, but we have followers, we have people that they share even GPMS message. They share also in the past, but they need to be constant and also to come to speak, because when we have meetings, and this is basically sharing GPMS message online. An online version, it's also important as door to door, because some people, they prefer online version, and some people, they prefer face to face, so depending. So online version, our presence online, it's very, very important. So thank you so much to everyone that participate on the meetings of GPMS. Yes, Rick.
Yes, thank you, sister. You had mentioned, Beatrice, before someone said the ascension wasn't real, if I understood you correctly. But having said that, what I wish to ask on this panel right today, if anyone does, just put up your hand, if you will. Has anyone on this panel been experiencing the sticky nectar coming out in your hands, in the palms, or between the cracks of your fingers? Has anyone on this panel experienced that yet?
So I spoke with Lodi on
I think Sister Lodi saying yes. Yes.
yeah, but Rick, how it is coming? So basically, when we touch the hand, this is what I spoke also with Lodi on April 1st. So when we touch the hand, it seems a little bit like a water or something like, but it's not the real water. And even that we wash our hands, it is a little bit more sticky than it was before.
Yeah,
It
because
seems
you
like you
spread
had
it.
honey. So basically, when I add honey
Yeah.
on a cacao or something like, even that I wash my hands after, I feel like it is still honey on my hands, but it's not honey. It's not possible because I just wash my hands. But it's, I do not know if it is my mind that create that because I know about and I started to feel, or it is real, then basically it is a fact.
No, it's real. That's why we brought this topic up. And I think Sister Nicole already also is experiencing it and what it is. And I'd love to hear her, but what it is, this is a crystalline nectar. And what it does, it is another confirmation of the ascension. So what you have, it's a crystalline plasma that is coming out of the vessel. And when this occurs with one, it's letting you know that your DNA inside has evolved to such a degree that the crystalline plasma, which is in your blood, is so important, but not only any longer is it contained in your blood, it's also in your physical vessel in different places. Now, also with this, one said the ascension was not real, what you said. No, here we have ones attesting to that on this public meeting with this nectar, sticky substance. It's divine nectar, what's coming out. And if you wash your hands, and I know I did this last night 4 times, wash my hands, get back in bed, and after 15 minutes or so, I clench my hands and they're all sticky again. You got to keep washing them, as you said, if you wish. So this is very real. This is a confirmation, but also I've mentioned in the past, crystals do come out of the skin as well. So there'll be crystals. This is showing that the crystalline process the ascension is real. And there's many that can attest to the crystals coming out, but not only the crystals, many can contest to the sand granules that they will find in their beds. Some will wake up, have a clean bed, they go to bed, and they get up in the morning and they feel this gritty sand on the bed, and they can put it together, but this is part of the crystalline production as well, and it's very real. So just those couple things, because more are experiencing it more and more. Go ahead, Sister Nicole. I'd love to hear what she has to say. Thank
I
you.
have a question about this topic. I didn't experiment this in the end right now, but I experimented between yesterday and a couple of days before, sort of feeling like honey coming from the um, top of my head and coming down through the throat, and feeling like the muscles moving in order to make my spine like this, and it felt like honey coming down. I didn't experiment outside of my hands, but now that you told me, I will keep an eye on it. So I don't know if it is connected, but I don't know.
Yeah, these are some typical symptoms. What occurs, during this ascension with the physical vessel, with a normal humanoid vessel, when they would approach about 50, 60 years of age, they would begin to shorten. But with the ascension, it's the opposite. The more crystalline you come, that you actually get taller with this. And it's part of what occurs. It's a symptom of the ascension, but also on the top center back of your head, what does occur with some as well is a soft spot will come there. Perhaps that big around where it feels like you have no skull there, that it's right, you can press it in and it's like right, just all fluid. So this occurs with ones during their advancement as well. That you get like with a child, they have a soft spot, but this is pronounced. When a child has, when they're born, when their skull is not completely fused together, there'll be that soft spot. With most children in the past, you've got to be careful not to hit them on the top of the head with anything. But with this ascension, there is that area with some right in the top back center of your skull, which becomes very soft. And it's part of the individual evolution. So I wanted to just add those in as well, that it is part of the ascension symptoms, but rarely spoke about or experienced. The last one, I had spoken about it a few months ago on the Telegram channel. Then one of our Divine Feminine, hers began to do that. And I think it's healed back over now. But for any, if you begin to feel that, just wear a hat or something and protect it, and know that it's there, because it's your skull transitioning in the least. But also with the increase in mucus from the nose and from the throat. And even most of it's coming from the what you call the sinuses, but it's also a lot of it's coming through the blood-brain barrier between the sinuses and the brain. And what's occurring, see, the brain, if you will, is restructuring. There's a regenesis that's going on in there. And also, your every cell what's in this brain is being replaced by a new one. So you have to have form of drainage to get this old cells out, and it comes through your mucus. It seeps through uh, the mucus. It doesn't actually seep through. There's actual channels in the blood-brain barrier that open up for the seepage. So many will find you'll feel that in the back of your throat, a lot of mucus at this time because there's a lot of things that are changing in the brain. Every part of your body is evolving with this ascension and it's changing. And this clearing of that mucus is so important. Don't swallow it. You've got to get it out. It's old cells, it's old DNA. You don't want to be putting that back in. So if you've got to spit frequently, do it. Get it outside of the body. And also over the last week or two, and this has been mostly with the feminine, feeling anger, impatience, frustration, feeling fear, emotions, but more intense from the outside. Now, this has been common with the divine feminine for the most part over the last week and a half, because with your own powers and your sensitivities, once again, it's being increased. So, what it's doing, you have done all of your inner work. You are a compassionate, loving, kind soul. And it's not typical for you to be impatient, but this has occurred with ones. It's not coming from inside you, it's coming from outside and is seeping in if you're not conscientious of what's occurring. So you need to constantly, if you need to, constantly transmute this, get rid of it. It's not your fear emotions of impatience, anger, frustration. It's not yours. It's coming from the collective because everything is energy. And in this present time, so many worldwide are angry. So it's your energetic soup, what is out there. So you need to be conscientious of this, retain your kindness and your compassion, but at the same time, you need to remain stern with anything from the outside or any person or what have you that tries to intrude and violate you. It's also part of your empowerment to say, no, that's not acceptable. But it doesn't mean you go into anger. You just state, no, it's not acceptable without getting angry. So it's part of your mastery as well with the feminine and further empowerment, because with the feminine, many feminine withheld what they were about should say. And this is the great time where the feminine need to be speaking the voice and speaking it out there that these things are not acceptable, especially anything that violates the children, family, anything that violates the moms and the dads. None of this. Anything that violates the individual intrinsic rights. It's not acceptable. No. So you just say no without getting angry. These things are not acceptable. So that's what's occurring in the last week. You also have a persecution theme. I don't have it finished yet, but I have it half written to put out as an Ascension update. And with the persecution theme, it is a widespread Christian belief about Christians being persecuted or attacked in this time. So it's typically anyone that believes in Christ at this time that you need to be very conscientious because the outside environment is set up to negatively uh, drain ones, but also attack ones. So you may feel like you're under more of a persecution. And this is also happening in reality with we'll take like Nigeria, where Brother Oboro was on here, Christian churches being attacked, burned, women and children harmed, and different things. But this is from the darkness lashing out with that energy against what is good, what is Christ-like. And so you just need to be, you don't need to attack it back, but you are allowed to defend yourself, but you do it in a non-violent way because it wants to make you violent. Because the moment it can make you angry and violent, that's when it disempowers you. So you want to know the trickery from the darkness and the persecution theme. So just to keep it simple as I can with that, yes, it's out there, and you'll find ones if you're on social medias that will come and try to impose their opinions upon you and may even try to attack you. So know that these are fueled by that negative evil as well, and be conscientious and use your own discretion on how you reply, but don't allow them to get you angry in whatever way. And if they're trying to impose their different beliefs upon you, you say, no, that doesn't resonate. That's your belief. It's not mine, if you will. So the stand also has to be made, because if you allow ones to put other beliefs toward you, and if you don't say no, then it's like a form of energetic allowance that can also begin to contaminate your field. So you must just say no, it doesn't resonate, or something like that, without getting angry and telling them, you're wrong and all of this. Don't get into that. See, because also with your beliefs, we have so many different levels of consciousness at this time that are all advancing forward. But with the different levels of consciousness, you have different levels of beliefs. Now, these beliefs are all transforming into higher truths. This is part of the process. And, ones may be very ego and very adamant in their beliefs. But the thing is, if they're attacking higher beliefs, they just don't know what they don't know yet. They think what they know is truth. And because of an ego that closes the mind and controls, they are oblivious to that there are higher truths. And they don't know that they don't know these things yet. So it needs to be understood as well. You've got a mixture. You've got a mixture of souls with different beliefs, but you also got the trolls from the darkness, which are actual minions that will also come in and attempt to manipulate and make you angry. So you need to discern what is what if you wish to, or you can just remain in your core, and it doesn't matter if it's a soul or a dark one. You just remain adamant. No, I do not accept that. Or you can just simply say no as well. So thank you. That's enough of that for now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rick, that you are speaking about your online. This is alignment, and we need that. We need to know how to protect ourselves and to remain in the light, because we are attacked, some of us, by the darkness, moving forward all the time and trying to bring GPMS into the world. We meet different consciousness, and then when you try to explain GPMS and everything, this is coming against their perception. Then from there are reaction, and we are under the reaction sometimes. And this is very powerful message to understand where we are and how we need to stand to remain ourselves on the direction and do not lose the direction. This is extremely important for us. So we are already on almost 3 hours, I believe, yeah, of the meeting. There are no questions, as I saw on your Facebook. Thank you so much to everyone that participates on the meetings. The meetings are extremely important, and please come, and every Sunday. And we need more representative GPMS to share the message and share on their language, share with their words and their language that they are born or where they are living. So it is about worldwide. We had people in the meeting today from 9 areas like Nigeria, India, Italy, Romania, Philippines, Brazil, Germany, England, Canada. So this is very important to cover all area, not only these ones. And please come and share and share and share every day. When you have a little bit of space, just look. If you do not have too much time to develop something special for GPMS, just look on Rick George and share the message of Rick George on the Facebook. And please connect with Rick George Facebook, and everything is coming from there. Thank you so much to everyone that participated today and for all the people that will share the video. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Beatrice, for hosting. But also to add to this, we have a social media site on Telegram that Sister Beatrice has put so many good sharing quotes and memes or what have you in there. But I believe it used to be there, and I'll need to check that on our main website. There's also a resource center. Perhaps, Sister Beatrice, it's on the
Yes, yes, we have
community
it.
page.
Yes, there are probably 250 already posted, and I can make more. It's not a problem. Yeah,
Yeah, so
more.
we have access. Yeah, thank you. So with that, everyone, we'll stop the Facebook live stream, and to everyone that was watching out there, love, light, and gratitude on this special day, and enjoy it wherever you may be.